Why should we go back to the original name? I know India is India. So why Bharath? What is the difference between the name Bharath and India? There's a lot of discussion going on. I would like to discuss this from an existential point of view. All of us know that India, the name India, came in between. It was not the original name of this piece of land in which we are living now. It was not original. The original name, as we know, is Bharat. Now, why should we go back to the original name? Basically, look at it this way. Wherever you travel, where do you feel peaceful? Do you feel peaceful when you come back to your home and sleep in your bed? Or do you feel peaceful when you live somewhere else? Let's take an example of the place in which you're born, brought up, and you spend most of your time as a child. You're happy when you go back there, isn't it? There are many reasons why we leave our hometown and come and live in a different place. But deep within, everyone has that desire to go back to the roots. This is something like that. Now the question is, we may think and say that, I know India is India, so why Bharat? Let's look at it in a more deeper sense. Let us even understand why the name India was pushed by the British. So, to understand that, we should know how a baby grows and understands its environment. As a baby, you come out and then you see the world and you hear your own voice or the voices of people around. Then you hear the voice of your mother. You feel the touch of your mother. You see her. So basically, the sense of who you are develops with a sense of touch, with a sense of sound, and with a visual apparatus, the sense of what you see. These three become your identity. Slowly, the sound which you hear translates as a language, because language is a way in which you can express or manipulate the sound that comes from your body in a certain manner. And you know, this is a sound and this is a language and this is the way in which I can express myself. We are very closely associated with it. Yes, we are closely associated with language. That's why we call it mother tongue. And the other thing which are closely associated is the practices in that house, especially certain practices which we call as culture or ancestral practices. They continue because we have seen, observed, whether we know it or not, we keep doing it. So they are our roots. And imagine what happens when you go to school. At least now there is a lot of awareness and governments are coming forward to say that you learn it in your mother tongue. But at least when I studied, if I do not know English, then I was looked down. Which means you are denouncing your self-identity, and I did not know it. Because I have learned how to express in my mother tongue, and suddenly someone comes and says, mother tongue is not enough. You will be respected, you will be appreciated only if you learn another language and express everything in that language. Whether we know it or not, our self-identity collapses. There is enough scientific evidence today to prove that if you learn science, math, or whatever in your mother tongue, the human brain expands. And that is one reason if you go to most European countries, they retain their mother tongue. But it's only in India, English was imposed on us. And we had to forget it. We had to learn only in English. And now it's slowly coming back. And then governments are investing on developing curriculum in the native or the mother language or the mother tongue. So that is how mother tongue is important. Why? That is how it is. Because sound has shaped us. Similarly, when we talk about our roots, our origins, whether we like it or not, we still carry the genes, the memories of our ancestors. They have walked proudly on this land. If I would like to basically share what Macaulay spoke in the Indian Parliament. Systematically, they had a plan. They had a plan to make us lose our self-esteem. He said, we should break the backbone of Indian culture. We should break the backbone of Indians, which is their spiritual culture, their spiritual practices. We should break the backbone of their education system. And we should make them understand and realize or make them believe that everything that is English is better than what they are. And only then we can dominate them. And that's the only way in which India will be a dominated land. You can go through it. It is there in the internet. So systematically, our culture, our education system was destroyed, and we are made to believe that everything that comes from the West is better than what we are. That is a collapse of our self-identity. And we do not even know that it has collapsed. That's the problem today. The problem is we do not even know that it is not inside us. That is one reason why, at least this generation, it's changing to an extent. Maybe I would say 10 years back or 15 years back, going abroad was the dream of most of the Indians. Somehow I should go and settle abroad. I know many of my friends told, if I die, I should die in an American soil or in UK soil. Because that's the way in which it has been pushed inside us that anything foreign is better than what we are. And when we function from that space, there will always be insecurity, fear, and lack of, I would say, deep internal self-esteem, deep internal respect for who we are. In a way, bringing the name back as Bharath will slowly start opening up our original nature of being a Bharat Varsha, of being a true, I would say, Indian. See, it still comes as Indian. That's why we said India. In a way, renaming our country as Bharat will bring about something new within us, something unknown, which is very deep inside us, deeply hidden, and give a sense of satisfaction. This is one of the many reasons, in my view, the name Bharat resonates more deep within ourselves, within our hearts. In the next few videos, I will also maybe share how Bharat or King Bharat and Sanatana Dharma are linked, because that's also the topic of the day today. Thank you.